Well, good morning. I'd like to take the opportunity to welcome you here to the Hoffman Planetarium. We're at that Mission to Mars show, and we'll get started shortly. Thank you, and let's get at it. So, we're going to take a moment and lower that so we can see where we're at. And as I mentioned, we're going to get to that place I love, which is called Oak Park High School. And I'd like to welcome you to the Hoffman Planetarium here in Oak Park, Michigan. So, if anyone knows me, I'm Mr. Mercer. I'm the district science guy here for Oak Park, but I'm also the Hoffman Planetarium coordinator. We are located in Oak Park High School in Oak Park. Wait, that's the public safety office. What I can do is I can turn it all the way around and take you to Oak Park High School. And there we are. So that's where we're located right now. And we're going to take a trip to Mars. But before we do that, a couple of things. First thing is, can anyone tell me which number planet is Mars from the sun? So if I start at the sun and I say the sun, and then Mercury, and then me, which planet number would Mars be? 8. Well done. Well, in addition to being, that's not 8. There are 8 planets, correct. But Mars is the fourth planet from the sun. But without further ado, let's head on to Mars. If you know me, you know I like to fly. Let's fly. As we zip away from the Earth, we'll come to Mars. And Mars is, well, it has some similarities with Earth. Can anyone tell me what the nickname of Mars is? I'll give you a quick hint. That's right, Mars is called the red planet. And it's called that because of its coloring. If you look at the surface of Mars from space, you can see lots of craters and more craters. But if we go down to the surface of Mars, we can actually see what Mars has to offer. So as we descend to the surface, I have some questions. My question for you, pretty simply, is what geologic features does Mars have in common with the Earth? Well, as we land, we'll see there's some smaller things that I can visually see. Well, those things are, think the rock cycle. That's right, pebbles, sand, silt, dirt, all the things we see here, we can find in Mars. So there's dirt, there's rocks and rocks and rocks. But beyond dirt and rocks, there's other landforms that the Earth has in common with Mars as well. So let's get a list of landforms together. What's a good list of landforms? Well, if we're talking about ones that we share with Mars, we have plateaus and mountains and valleys and canyons, all the things volcanoes. Volcanoes? Well, let's look at the surface of Mars. And what we'll do is we'll see as we scan that Mars has many opportunities to see. As we begin to move, what you'll notice along the horizon is a mountain far in the distance. That mountain is Olympus Mons, the largest mountain in the solar system. But as we continue to scan, we'll see other mountain ranges that actually happen right at the surface of Mars. You just have to look right there at the horizon. Now, these mountains are very, very tall and they're vast, just like they are here on the Earth. But we need to learn about the history of Mars if we really want to know why we're on Mars today. Let's take a look at Mars' history. Billions of years ago, Mars was just like Earth. Mars had geologic activity. It had lava, volcanoes, and it had Marsquakes. Notice I didn't say earthquakes. Well, Mars was active geologically and had a lot of things going on, as you can see behind me. But what happened to Mars? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Why is it so different from Earth? Well, scientists at NASA are exploring Mars in many, many ways. One of those is the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter actually has taken tons and tons of pictures of Mars and is trying to put together a photograph, maybe even the puzzle of what Mars used to look like millions of years ago. That puzzle allows us to describe all the things we know and some of the things we don't. So let's take a trip back millions of years ago, deep into Mars. Mars, active, alive. There was water on Mars. But there wasn't just water on Mars, there was atmosphere, a thick atmosphere, and there was weather. Weather! Storms on Mars, not just the dust storms we know of today, but real storms. And that made Mars active. And if a planet has water, maybe it has life. And that's what we're searching for. But something happened to Mars. Over time, Mars became a barren wasteland. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what happened to all the water? Were there ancient civilizations that actually lived in a time when we did not? Did those ancient aliens come to Earth, or are they on their way right now? And what could they look like? Well, that's the question that we actually have to ask ourselves today, and we hope to answer. In the second part of this YouTube Live, we'll actually talk about perseverance and all the things it's doing right now on Mars. I'd like to thank you for coming. Just a quick stop. And as always, keep looking up. Have a great weekend and enjoy your spring break.